Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of Day in the Bay. Now today we're going to be talking about how to really lift and brighten up those lighter colours. It is part of a process, but there's one product that's really going to help this, and it's not a detailer, it's not a polish, it's not even a wax, but it's actually our ultimate compound. So this is the main focus, this is the hero product of this detail. But before we get the car in the bay and show you how to use it and really get the benefit from it, we're going to get the car washed. So we receive a lot of questions about how to clean your car in hard water areas. Now if you're not sure whether you live in a hard water area, if you wash the car and you find that afterwards you tend to get a lot of kind of dry white spots, it could be an indication that you live in hard water areas. Now the simplest solution is to use our NXT Shampoo. This contains softeners that break down those hard water particles and reduce the risk of any staining. So, car's in the bay, let's start enhancing that finish. Now to start with, we want to clay bar the surface. This is because when we went round the car, we felt the panels and they feel nice and clean, but some panels have some bonded contaminants that are sitting on the paint and making it feel rough to the touch. Now it's always important to clay bar before any kind of correctional work so you don't drive those contaminants further into the paint. Now to start giving that colour real brightness and glow, we want to use the ultimate compound. The reason we're using this is because it contains those chemical cleaners. These clean the paint and remove any staining that's sitting on the surface or any kind of oxidation that's causing the paint to look nowhere near as good as it should. It also contains mechanical compounds. These are particularly beneficial for your paint because they will remove swirls and scratches and start enhancing gloss. This is extremely beneficial if you have a darker colour car as well as a light colour. So the key to using any product is using good accessories. Now with the DA machine polisher, we're going to be using our yellow polishing disc. Now the reason we're doing this is because we're going to be using the ultimate compound at a slightly lower speed to gently work that surface and really use those chemical cleaners to brighten that colour. Each car is different and each person that owns that car is different. So choosing the right product, process and accessory is really down to you. Now if you simply have a lighter colour car and you really want to enrich that colour and give it some brightness, then we would suggest using the yellow pad and our ultimate compound. But if you want to take it that step further and the paint is really tight and has heavy swirls and scratches, that's when you would use our burgundy cutting disc. Now this is going to cut through those swirls and scratches as well as massage the paint and give it some gloss finish. Now in the areas where we can't reach with a machine, we're going to be using our even coat applicator pad. These are slightly different from our foam applicator pads because they are a bit chunkier and allow you to work the surface a bit more. Earlier we talked about using different pads and accessories with the ultimate compound for different jobs and uses and expectations. Now the roof is a bit different to the rest of the car because it has some real deep subsurface defects that the yellow pad just isn't touching. So we're going to move up to using the burgundy cutting disc to kind of cut a bit further and take the detail to another level, just so we can remove those deeper subsurface defects. Now afterwards I'm going to go with the yellow pad just to refine and remove any hazing. So as you can see, we're getting a fair bit of colour transfer onto the pad. Now the reason this happens is because the car is a single base colour coat. This means there's no clear coat on the car. Typically you would have a base coat, then a clear coat. This is just a straight colour, which means we're getting all that colour when we work it onto the pad. Now it's important to clean out the pad between each panel to make sure that the pad and product are working to their maximum performance. Now cleaning out the pad's nice and simple. You can either use a soft nylon brush, turn the machine on and work it through the pad, or if you don't have one of those, my favourite is to use a vacuum cleaner.
So, as they mentioned, for the smaller parts of the car and like bumpers and door handles and things, we're going to use the even coat applicator pad. The difference with this to our normal foam applicator pads is it's a little bit chunkier. You can work the product for a little bit longer and just has a bit more bite to it to get out any kind of defects that are in the paint. So it's about a £1 size of ultimate compound and just work it into the area that you want to work in. Oh, that's close. Once you've applied the product, simply take a microfiber towel, wipe it off, and move on to the next section.
Now the hard work's done and we have revived that finish. We want to keep that yellow looking as good as it possibly can for as long as we possibly can. That's where our hybrid ceramic liquid wax comes into play. This is a long-lasting wax that utilises SiO2 technology to give the car sharp water beading, slickness of finish and long-lasting protection. So just because it's our most advanced wax doesn't mean it's technically hard to apply. It's just like a traditional wax. All you need is a soft foam applicator pad, small amount of product, then just work it in small circles, let it cure, then buff. So with the detail pretty much coming to an end, we have revived, refined and protected the paintwork. It's now getting those little touches done. So we're going to go around with our hybrid ceramic detailer to highlight any kind of leftover residue from the wax, but also give it that extra boosting gloss and protection. Then we're going to go around the glass with our perfect clarity glass cleaner and new glass towel, just to get that streak-free finish. that's it for this episode of Day in the Bay. So today we've talked about how you can use Ultimate Compound to really brighten up and enhance your lighter colours. Now remember to like, share and subscribe, tap that notification bell to be notified when the next Meguiars video is released, and thanks for watching.